Hi Flosstube, it's Brooke with Stitch by the Brook, back for another update. So first, let's start here. I have come to the, kick the camera. I have come to the, two conclusions. It's always going to be a hot mess here. It just is. And two, I'm just not going to edit. I'm just not doing that. It's frustrating. This is supposed to be fun. I don't monetize this. Not that it would do me any good if I did, but I just do this for fun. I just think it's fun to share. I love when others share all they're making and doing, and trying to edit and make it more professional is not fun for me. So I'm just not going to do that. At some point in the future, maybe that will be easier for me and I will do it at that time. But for now, I'm not going to do it. So pretty much it's just going to be rough around the edges rather than polished. I don't know if any of mine are ever polished, but anyway. So I have a lot to show you. I didn't think the haul was bad or a lot. I really have to stop buying stuff. I have more cross stitch stuff and more fabric, quilting fabric, than I can ever use probably in my lifetime, but that's okay. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. They have a string on a project I made. All right, so I'm going to try to just show you some projects that I've been working on. It's going to be quilting and cross stitch mixed in, some other sewing like project bags. I am on a project bag kick. I think I've told you, maybe I haven't, but I am buying fabric for project bags like I don't have good sense, because I just need a I know I told you, because I told you that I told my husband I need options. When I go to kit something up, I need options. I have a lot of options already, but anyway, that doesn't affect the state of the nation, and me buying fabric for project bags doesn't keep me from paying my bills. So that's my scale of whether or not I'm okay. So I'm okay. So let's start here. I went to a retreat a couple of weeks ago in Texas at Boxcar Ranch Retreat Center. We stayed in Maxine's Manor, Sleeps 24. Several people have talked about it. And I will talk more about it because I'm going to show you all the retreat. Well, I think it's all. I'm pretty sure this is all of the retreat gifts. Even though it was stated like this is low key, don't worry about that, don't worry about gifts and all that, but people can't help it, right? Stitchers are so generous. And so anyway, a few of us took our sewing machines, because at Boxcar Ranch Retreat Center, you have an entire like buffet table, like 6 foot or 8 foot buffet table all to yourself. So we took our machines, and I took a couple of older projects that I tend to keep kind of with my machine, or with my travel machine, or with the stuff that I take when I go to like Stitchy weekends or quilting weekends or quilting retreats. So I took a couple of older projects, and I don't know, I can't remember the exact name of this, but this was a mystery Christmas sew along with that quarter shop. And I had 2 of these blocks done. I made the present block. The original pattern calls for 4 blocks. The other block is Christmas cards, like standing up on end, and it's cute. And Lord knows I could never design that, but I just didn't think anybody could tell that it was Christmas cards. I didn't until somebody told me. Somebody told me. Kimberly Jolly had to do a video about it, I think, is what happened. So it's been a few years ago. And then I finished up this quilt top. I'll go ahead and pull it off of here just because I can get it a little closer and show it to you. So this came in a sew sampler. And this is the main fabric line is To the Pink Besties. And so let me throw this back on here. I want to show you the pattern. Let's see, which I dropped in the floor. So this is the pattern called Winding Path. And it's charted, as we say in the cross stitch world, to use like, they call it putty, and it's a white. So it's like a white and a gray for the accent. And I made a block with white and gray accents. So the gray I bought had some silver, so it had some sheen to it, a little bit of sparkle in it. And I thought I would like that. I did not like that. So I ended up getting this teal and really dark purple grunge when I went on the to the quilting day, when Lisa and Michelle and I went to Tinsmith's Wife, same weekend. Anyway, so I bought these and I made a block and I love it so much. I think I might have the, yeah, see, here's the original block. I mean, it's got some sheen to it, which is great, but I just was not happy with that. So I did that. Now, you know, this is a pretty modern pattern, and Tula Pink's fabrics, I guess, maybe are modern. I'm no, you know, professional on whether or not that's modern, but in my mind, it kind of is. So, and I tend to put borders on things. I could probably make some more blocks to make that bigger, because I think it needs to be bigger if I want to use it. But somebody at the retreat at Boxcar suggested, so Katie was so tattered, she suggested to just leave it small. Why does it need to be a big quilt? You know, just use it as a wall hanging, which I kind of like that idea, because at some point we're going to we're going to have an empty nester home, and I'm going to have a proper studio. That's the plan anyway. We'll see. But that's what I would like to do. If not, I'll just have to take over the upstairs in this house. But so I will have wall space to hang things. But I don't know. So I kind of want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. So I have some of this fabric from the line. I bought some yardage of a couple of these because the little fat quarter bundle that comes in, so samplers typically do not contain a piece from each items in the line. There we go. So I bought these because these weren't they are part of the line, but they weren't in the bundle. And I thought, well, I know I want to make more blocks than that will make, so I bought some yardage. And I have plenty. I could do borders, which was also part of the idea. So I thought maybe I would do like a little border in one of these, and then do a bigger border in one of these, probably this one, because I just love that. So, you know, it could be this, which I love, but I think this is kind of what I would lean to, or do a black tiny border and then one of these prints as the big border. I don't know. But if I put a border on it, does that take away from kind of the style of the quilt? Yes, I'm throwing things in the floor and in my bucket. That's what I do. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Second question. I don't know how many questions there are, but there are at least two. So the little Christmas wall hanging. I have this from the line, kind of a panel. And I don't remember what that line is. Oh, let me see. I can tell you. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Fig Tree & Co. On the selvage on this. So I could use this for the backing of that. And I thought, ooh, that'll be so nice. Oh yeah, I have that panel. I had to dig it out. I can't believe I remembered I had it. But anyway, or then I thought, well, maybe I don't want to waste it on the back of something. I can make project bags out of that. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Okay. So, other projects. Again, I've been making project bags like I don't have good sense. So, I made this one. And by the time this video goes out, Krista will not have hers yet, but I made her one like it. And hers has some kind of check gingham pom-pom ribbon on it. So here's the thing. In the tag, I didn't get the tag in there right, but I'm trying to, if you have ever constructed one of these bags, it's a little time consuming. It's a little time consuming. They're cute as all get out. I prefer, if I had to choose what kind of project bag do you like making most, it would be the kind where the zipper's at the top, because that's easier. It's just easier, it's faster. But these are so cute with the accent, right? And then because this is a different fabric, then you have possibilities here. You can put a completely different fabric from the line. But I bought this fabric because of the frogs. And of course it has all this pink and purple in it, which I love. And Krista is stitching Lily. She hasn't started yet, I don't think, but I am not stitching Lily. They are so cute. The animal crackers are so cute, but I have too many things started already. And it's probably not going to keep me from starting other things, but that's just not something I want to stitch. You know, that's just not something I want to spend my time on. So, but project bags, I'm trying to figure out an easier, faster way to do them. So I quilted a couple of quilts recently. Pictures of those will be on my Instagram. I don't have the quilts here. I've already gifted one of them, and one of them is downstairs, and it's kind of big, so it would be hard to show anyway, but I've shown you blocks from those quilts. So I made a baby quilt for my friend's granddaughter, and I made a quilt for a dear friend that's retiring. So I will see her Tuesday and give that to her. I'm so excited. But had some extra fabric from the retirement quilt, extra backing fabric at the end. So put some extra batting on. And then I had some fat quarter pieces. Maybe this was half a yard. Anyway, so I laid them out and quilted them. And then I just constructed the bag, and then I don't have a serger, but I kind of overlock stitched or overstitched, I'm not sure what you call that, but it's basically an applique stitch around the edge. Okay, so the seam, and then did that applique stitch around the edge to kind of close off those raw edges. It's not perfect. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I will continue on with that. I don't know. I may try it again and see if I can perfect it. I may buy a serger and see if I can perfect it. I don't know. Here's another bag I made. I made this at Boxcar. I bought this Boxcar Ranch Retreat. Has a quilt shop that also carries cross-stitch products. And went shopping, saw this fat quarter, loved it, bought that. I'm going to go ahead and show you what's in here. I haven't stitched any of it, but I do have it kitted. I've got all the floss. I've got my floss picked out. I don't think that's called for. I think I just picked floss I liked. So this is Georgian Floral Basket by JBW Designs. And Renee, my new friend Renee, Prairie Stitcher 515 on Instagram. She finished this at the Boxcar Retreat, and I was like, and I had seen this, and I almost bought it. But I was like, no. Well, then I saw her, she finished it, and I saw her stitched piece. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. So I told her it's her fault. I now have to stitch that. And so she gave me her chart. Is that not so sweet? Okay, let's just pause for a moment. When people talk about stitchy kindness, I don't know about you all, but sometimes it's overwhelming. And I mean that in the best way. I don't mean that negatively. But people are so kind and so generous. It is astounding to me how generous and kind people are. Not that I believe in people. I believe that people are generally good, and I believe that most people do their very best, right? And have good intentions. I have to believe that. I have to hang on to that. That's for my sanity, I guess. But it is amazing to me just how kind and generous stitchers are. So I don't think I showed this to you last time. I had finished this. It's just so, and maybe I have shown it to you, and if I did, I'm sorry. I grabbed it. I had it hanging up downstairs. Just a little wall hanging from the, I used some of the leftover fabric from the quilt that I showed you last video. Well, not the haul video, the video before that. I don't remember the name of that, but it was from a Liberty box. It was houses, and it was all patriotic. So I had some leftover fabric, so I just made this little wall hanging, backed it with some fabric from my stash, and so I have a place downstairs that it's an old, I think I've told you, it's an old window. It has some chicken wire on it, and I use clothespins and hang little wall hangings there. But I think also that's a pretty good size for like a stitching mat, and I'm going to retreat over the 4th of July weekend. I know, isn't that horrible, leaving my family on holiday? But you know, my kids are bigger. They don't really care about fireworks anymore, so, or at least that's what I'm telling myself. But I think I'll use that for a stitching mat for the 4th of July. You know, since it's over 4th of July, I think it'll be fun. I made this bag at the retreat with fabric I bought at the retreat. And this is just a kind of crazy wild fob I bought, I'm sure, on TV. Don't come at me. And isn't this just the most wild farm fabric? And of course, you know, I had farm fabric at home, but I hadn't made a bag yet, so I had to get it and make a bag. I had to have a farm bag immediately because Lisa and I, Black Coffee and Grits, we started this Here a Peep, There a Peep from Farm and Folk Penny Cushions by Heartstring Samplery. Last year at the Chatterbox Retreat, I kitted this up and brought it, and we started it. And so this year at the Friends Retreat, we started this. So I am not stitching it was called for. I could tell you what that is if I got the paper out and read all those to you, but I'm not going to. And yes, I know it's a tiny, tiny margin, but it'll be okay. I'm used to it. I'm my own finisher, so I don't get mad at myself for that. I think this is, let me tell you the fabric. I think I can remember that. It's Peach Bellini by Atomic Ranch. Pretty sure it's 36 count, might be 32. I think Lisa has finished all this banner, but I didn't because I really wanted to stitch this goat. What is it about the goat, Krista? I don't know. She had a piece recently. She had to work her way to the goat and the bee skip. I just needed to get something a little, you know, this is not as fun as this. So I'll go back and stitch a couple of lines on that, and then I'll come down here and stitch something. But anyway, so that's my start on that. That's my start on that. And then this is a bag I made. I've showed this to you several times. I keep swapping projects out of it. So we had all decided that, well, not all, not everyone, but many people at the retreat. And we decided we were going to start Kindness Makes Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler. I had to look to make sure I was getting that right. So I am only stitching the center, and I don't even know how much of the center I'm stitching. I am not stitching the house, and I am not stitching the alphabet. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I'm not, because where I started on my fabric, there's no room. There's no room for the letters or the house. I know Kim started, she stitched, I think, like from here over and included the flower pot. I can't remember what she did right here, but anyway, and she started and finished it at the retreat. I did not. I started it, but I did a lot of sewing. I sewed a lot while I was there. A lot. So here's my start. And I started twice, really, because I started stitching this line of like border or separation line, and then I decided, you know what, I'm not doing that. I don't want to stitch all that. I don't want to stitch that. So I came down and I started on the little quilt star right there. You know, it's my stitching. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Let's see if I can tell you what this fabric is. I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Look at me. It's 32 count Seraphim by Antique Lace, and I just pulled floss from stash. You know, I promised I was going to get better. I lied. I'm a lying liar. Somebody else recently said they were a liar. I think it was Laurel. I'm a stitch nerd. She was like, I lied. Okay, this is a bag that I made. Oh, I meant to look up this fabric line for you, and I forgot. It's Tilda. I didn't have a lot of this fabric, but I made a few bags for a few people at the retreat out of this fabric, and then I made some out of another Tilda fabric. I'll show you in a minute. And then I made these for everybody, little key fobs, or zipper pulls, or whatever. These are the bars I showed you in some haul portion of somewhere. Those are the bars, and I had a heck of a time finding just the right beads to fit where it was tight, but that you could actually get them all on there. So, and I took the bar out of here, I put some E6000 glue on that, I screwed the bar back in, and then I put all the beads on, and then I put some E6000 on the end of the bar, and then I screwed that silver bead in. So they won't be able to take them apart and redo them if they want to. Sorry, guys. But I was afraid they would come loose and the beads would fall off. So I kept a couple. I think I have a pink one and a purple one I have for myself. And then I have a couple that I need to ship out to some people that weren't able to make it, and I want them to feel the love. So anyway, so that's a bag I made. I love this fabric. I love it. I made Kim, Continue Worker Kim one out of this fabric specifically because of the birds. Although the other line I used also has birds. But so some of us decided we were going to start this at the retreat. And I think only Krista and I are actually stitching it. I know Carol Lee, Stitching is Elementary, has a piece of the fabric. I bought a yard of the fabric and we split it 4 ways. And Michelle Summers, I'm sorry, Michelle, I cannot remember your handle. Michelle Summers, Sommers on Instagram, also has a cut of the fabric. She wasn't able to make it to the retreat, so I sent it to her after Krista cut it for me, because I'm not allowed to cut fabric, cross-stitch fabric, because I use my rotary cutter. I had to take my fabric to Krista's house so she could cut it with scissors. Oh, anyway, isn't it great to have great friends? So, Quaint Rose Needle Arts, Mary Bainan, I think, 1870, I think is how you pronounce her last name. So, there's some discussion about maybe only stitching the center. I don't know. I was planning on stitching the whole thing, but we'll see. And it's in a hoop, guys. Don't come at me. I got some of the blue done in the wing. I do love this fabric. Oh my gosh. So, and it, you know, and even if I only stitch the center, there will be parts that I can still stitch some small things. I was a little worried about that when I started. I was like, well, what if I don't want to stitch the whole thing? But I think it'll be okay. I'll still have pretty good chunks of fabric I can use. I am stitching it with the called for DMCs. I would show them to you, but they're not really, they're just, I need to put those on drops, but I haven't. So that is tomorrow Brooke's problem. It's probably next month's Brooke's problem, but anyway. Okay, the next thing I stitched on was, let me see if I can get the cover of the chart. Beautiful Things. Oh, sorry, One Stitch at a Time by La Di Da. And this is a sew along with in the Across the Pond Sal Facebook group. Across the Pond Facebook group, something like that. I am behind, but I have stitched a little bit on this, and I can't even tell you what. It might only be this. I just know that I wrote it in my book, so I stitched on it. If I wrote in there, then I did stitch on it. I think it may have only been this. I know I had to do still like the center of some of these flowers, and I still had to finish off some of these birds. But I think I stitched this. I had to chart the letters. I had to find some letters somewhere and then stitch this little doodad, or the 2 little hearts. But I might have another little bit maybe in the birds. It does look like I have a piece of wing missing. I'll need to check that before I get too far and get lost. But anyway, I'm loving that. Again, I'm behind, but it's okay. You know, it's cross stitch. It's only cross stitch. It's okay. I've shown you this bag many times from Penny and Toonie. This is another little Stitchy Kindness. Katie, So Tattered. I'm sorry, I have dog hair on stuff. That's just great. So who was talking about dog hair on Flosstube? I guess I need to get the lint roller after this stuff. But anyway, sorry. Katie was So Tattered had this stuck on something. I don't remember. Maybe her stitching mat. But I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I love this little heart. And so I asked her where she got it, and she said, just take it. I have lots of them. Oh my gosh. I was like, are you sure? That is so cute. Anyway, so she gave me that. I have stitched on, so I finished up Pumpkin Blossom Lane, Avenue, Street, whatever, from the Blooming Roots, whatever, series. I'm trying to find the cover for this. I promise I didn't eat it. This is Zinnia Lane. Where is the cover? Here we go. Zinnia Lane. So I did finish the Pumpkin Blossom Lane, Avenue, whatever it was that I was, maybe it's Street, that I was stitching. I showed that to you, I think. Pretty sure I showed you that finish. If not, sorry. But I wanted to get on this one because it's patriotic. So now, will I get it finished before 4th of July? I don't know. 14 count white Aida. There's my start. So this will be my travel stitch. We are flying to Canada on Wednesday, and we are boarding a cruise ship on Saturday. So I will have some plane time, probably 6 hours of plane time, maybe something like that. Keeping this in my Stitching with Housewives portfolio that I made. So hopefully I'll get some stitching done on that. I think I'm also going to take some other patriotic stitching. I don't know why. That's probably just fooling myself because I probably won't get anything else done but some of that. But we'll see. Okay. I want to show you some of the retreat stuff. So one of the things that I gave everyone, or this is what I gave everyone. This is my little gift. It's just in a little vellum. Is that what they call this? Vellum drawstring bag. And so I told you already, it was, I'm getting ready to ship this one. And if you are watching this, you know who you are who's getting this. Sorry, spoiler alert, I haven't shipped it yet. It'll go out Tuesday, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow. But you know how I am. By the time I get a video posted, it could be Tuesday. And then I made some floss bling or whatever, and I put a crown charm on each one, and then some floss keeps on a ring. And then of course I put my little card in there, my Stitchbythebrook card. And then for some of the people, not everybody, but like my roommates, I had 2 roommates, so Michelle makes, and Lisa, Black Coffee and Grits, sorry, I'm squirreling, were my roommates. And so I made them a bag. And so I made some certain people a bag out of some Tilda fabric. And again, same person. You're watching this, spoiler alert. Sorry, girl. This is one of the bags that I made, but I gave out all the bags I made except for 2 that I'm shipping tomorrow. So this is for someone who wasn't able to attend, and she and I had been speaking, and so I wanted her to have a bag. And this is, again, Tilda. I'm sorry, I don't know what this line is, but I'll hold it up there for a second. You can screenshot it and ask Google. You can ask Google. So that was what I did. Oh, the other thing I did, shoot, I meant to get it for you. That's okay. Everybody got a project bag. I've shown these to you. They are an Amazon buy, and you can get like 30 for $35 or something like that. And they are mesh, and they aren't stiff. And I think you can see through them better than those clear bags that you can buy on Amazon, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're mesh, and they have 2 zipper pockets. So they have one at the top, and then they have one kind of down 3 inches or something. And, sorry, dog hair's flying through the air. And they have a handle. So I think they're really nice. Anyway, so everybody at the retreat got one of those from me with their other little doohickeys. And then I made like the people that organized the retreat and my roommates and the couple of the girls that couldn't make it. I wanted them to, you know, feel the love, and so I made them a bag. I tried to make, confession time, I tried to make everybody at the retreat a Tilda bag. I just didn't get them done. I just didn't get them all done. So, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. They had no expectation. They had no expectation. So one other thing I'm working on is Moda Blockhead 6. So I am sewing that with Crystal Manning's line of fabric called Sagewood. I bought a fat quarter bundle, and I would have brought that to you, but I have starched and ironed it, and so it's all laid out flat, so it's not like a cute fat quarter bundle that I can show you anymore. But if you want to see it all lined up, it's on my Instagram. I think I did a reel. I think it was an Instagram reel. Somewhere on my Instagram, it's there. There's a picture, or maybe it's a post, because it was a picture, not a video. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. It's on there. It's on my Instagram if you want to see the whole fat quarter bundle. So this is block 1. I am behind. I should have block 2 finished, and block 3 will release this Wednesday, which I will not be able to do that, and I won't be able to do next week's until I come back from vacation. But and this is going to be good for me, I think. This is going to be a challenge. First, Sagewood isn't really the kind of fabric line I would normally pick. I was at Downtown Dry Goods in McKinney with some girlfriends. So right after I got back from the retreat, the following weekend, I had a weekend in Texas with some girlfriends from junior high school. But so one of the things we did was we went to Downtown Dry Goods. I asked if we could. Neither one of them really sew or anything, so they appeased me. And I saw that fat quarter button. I was like, man, I really like that. It was so strange because it has like mustard yellows in it and just some darker shades, and that's usually not my thing. I'm Tula pink, right? So, but I really love it. I really love it. And so anyway, so I'm excited to work on that. And I'm not a huge fan of mystery quilts because you just never know what you're going to get. And I want to see all the blocks before I say I'm going to do it, if it's a block of the month or block of the week or whatever. But anyway, some other friends were doing it, and so I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in with both feet. So I'm going to try to get block 2 done before we go out of town. And then I'll just be behind 2 blocks when I get home. Hopefully I can get caught up. So one of the other things that I've finished, since I saw you last, was I fully finished this little stitch, Virtue and Love. I don't remember who made it. I don't know. It was a little kit. I probably should have finished it as a flat fold or given it more margin or something, but it doesn't matter. I love it. I think it's adorable. But it was a kit, and it was in the Vicky endowment. So all the stuff that I got from Vicky, it was in that. And I just, I finish pillows most of the time where I sew the whole thing and I split the back open, stuff it, and then close it up somehow. And I just glued a button. That button just fit over the hole I made. So it was like, done. Easy, easy. And I'm going to set this back here instead of putting it in my bucket of stuff. So one other thing I did was I fully finished Valentine Quaker by Primrose Cottage. These have been stitched for a little bit, both of these, but I finally fully finished it. Some rickrack, this cute little kind of chintz fabric I've had for eons. That may have even come from my grandmother. I can't swear to that, but it may have. Cut a giant heart out of some felt, glued it over my hole, and then I have these little blingy heart buttons, and I just felt like I wanted to stick that on there, so I did. I hot glued it. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. I hot glued it. I'm okay with it. So it's okay because I'm okay with it. This is my stitching. Okay, let's see. All right, I want to show you this. And so I'm going to show you this, and then I want to talk about Stitchy Kindness, and then I'll show you the rest of the haul. This is a little bit of haul. I told you about this when I went to Hobby House. I got some Winterbury items for Mother's Day. I just came home and I said, look what you got from me for Mother's Day. You did such a good job. So, and if you saw the cover photo, or I plan for that to be the cover photo of this video, we'll see. So I got this little zipper box. And blue is not really my color, but that is, oh my gosh. Here's the thing. So I got these boxes and I'm afraid to take them to retreats because I'm afraid I'll mess them up. That makes no sense, does it? I don't know. I bought this little roll. There's the emboss insignia on it. I just love this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll put my fancy scissors in there, which I'm also afraid to take anywhere because I'm afraid I'll drop them or something. I am hard on stuff, y'all. And I was, after I bought them, I was having, I'm not gonna say I was having anxiety because I don't feel like I really have anxiety, but I'll say come apart. That's what my friend Stephanie says. I'm gonna have a come apart. I was about to have a come apart because I thought, what happens if it gets squished in my suitcase? I'm gonna be so sad. And then I was afraid to carry it on because what if it got squished as a carry-on, right? Or what if they decided to make me check whatever I carried on? Anyway, I was like sweating bullets. But anyway, it got home just fine in my suitcase. I got this oval one, not big, but oval. You guys know what these look like. How many people have shown these? I haven't put anything in them yet because I've kind of been waiting to show you. And then my sweet friend Sue Stag Stitches, who let me room with her because she already had a hotel room, and she drove me around because she lives an hour from Hobby House. So it was so sweet. I just love her to pieces. I just love her to pieces. Didn't even know her until Pepperelli, and I just adore her. I mean, I adore her. I was going to buy this, and then I thought, well, I better not. I mean, I don't know how much difference this would have made after what I'd already bought. But anyway, and she bought it for me, just because. Is it not so cute? Is it not so cute? I love you, Sue. I love ya. Okay. Let's do haul. We're gonna do haul. I totally fit. Let's do haul first. Okay. So, Missouri Star Quilt Company was running a special on backing. Do I need more backing fabric? No, I do not. Did I buy some? Yes, I did. So I like this newsprint. So I bought that. This is Color Block. I don't know who it's by, but it's called Color Block. Let me see what this other one's called in case somebody wants to know. Newsprint Spackle. So these are 108s. I get 2 yards because most of my quilts are like 50 by 60. That's kind of what I shoot for typically. And then I got this one. So this is enough. I mean, I could maybe do 2 quilts out of each one of these. Juicy Juice Winding Ways Prismatic. Just so you can see some of the other colors in it. Isn't that great? It's like cheater print. Okay. Oh, here's something else I did. Sorry, it was over in my haul. I feel like I really didn't do too bad, but I don't know. Anyway, I had made this pin cushion a while back, and I just winged it. I had no idea. I don't know. There's no pattern. I just winged it. I just wanted a pin cushion with this sewing machine on it because I made a tidy tote. I need to show that to you sometime, don't I? I don't think I've done that. I need to do that because I'm just not even gonna lie. I'm pretty darn proud of myself for making that tidy tote because it was hard. But if I have showed it to you, you'll get to see it again. It'll be a replay. Yay, you. Anyway, so pin cushion, and then you can put, it has walnut shells in it. And then you can put like your Wonder Clips here. And it's kind of wonky. Well, it got wonky when I stuffed it more. It's like curved. I didn't stuff it very well the first time because what I did was I left it open somewhere. I don't remember where now. I left it open in one of the seams and stuffed it, and then tried to sew that seam shut on my machine. Don't come at me. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I did because I'm trying to get stuff done fast. Anyway, there wasn't enough stuffing in it. So I slit the back open and I stuffed some more stuff in there. And I just put polyester fill in it. So I just put polyfill in it and then covered it with took some pinking shears, cut a piece of felt, hot glued it to the back while I had the hot glue gun out and going. I thought, well, I'll fix that while I've got the hot glue going. So that's fixed. So I'm excited about that because I couldn't even use it anymore. I couldn't even use it at all because it didn't have enough stuffing in it. So, and then sometimes I would pick it up and the pins would poke me on the bottom because there wasn't even enough stuffing for the pins. Oh, sorry, kick the camera again. For the pins to stay, at the top. So, okay, from my local quilt shop, I went in there the other day to get bobbins. She was out of bobbins. The bobbins are coming. Ooh, that reminds me. I promised you all months ago that I would give you a review on the Janome HD9. I don't think I've ever done that. I love that machine. If you need a good straight stitch, kind of industrial, heavy duty machine, I will highly recommend that machine. I love it. I'm still waiting on my extension table. So the day I bought it, there was a lady, she had one extension table and I said, well, I want that. But there was a lady in there. I've told you guys this story, but so you can fast forward if you want. But they had a bag making class at a local hotel. Robin, the owner of Southern Comforts Quilting, which is my local quilt shop, bought a bunch of Janome machines, HD9s, for the bag class, and then they could buy the machine at a discount. She sold almost all of them. She had a handful left. Anyway, so this lady was buying one, but she had driven in from Arkansas and she wanted the extension table. So Robin knows I come in there all the time, and so she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and give that to her, and I'll order you one, okay? And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, y'all know there's all kinds of problems with shipping from out of the country, or something. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, it's taking forever. It has taken forever. 6 months it has taken. So I talked to her this week, and I went into the shop, and so we talked about that, and she had checked on it, and it's supposed to be in port on the 15th, so I should have it by the end of the month. Thank God, because it is hard to sew without an extension table. Maybe it's easy for you all, but it's not. For me, it's hard. So I also bought a foot for that machine. I haven't tried it yet. It's not in here, but y'all don't care about sewing machine feet probably. But I did buy this Charm Pack Liberty Flower Shop. So, and I will show you on the back, it shows you the different fabrics because it's all sealed plastic. I just love Liberty. I've actually been there. Did I tell you all that? I think I did. I think I told you about that. I went into that shop when we were in London. I bought this. She puts some offcuts and kind of rolls them up, puts them in a basket. And it's right by the cutting table. So, of course, I had to buy some fabric while I was in there. Like, send help. So I'm always looking at that basket while she's cutting fabric. Smart marketing. So there's this fish fabric. And I just thought that was so cute. I think my daughter would like a project bag out of that. I don't know if she would or not, but she's getting one. She had this huge floral print. I don't know if you can really see it. There you go. Let's see. That is, I'm guessing that's Cafe. Amaryllis. It's called Amaryllis. May not be Cafe. She had this cut of Two of Pinks strapping. And I am going to make a Two of Pink bag pretty soon. I signed up for Carrie Tiger Lily's new bag class. What is that called? Queen Takes Center Stage, I think. I signed up for that class. So, and I didn't order the kit because I have tons of fabric, but I don't really have tons of strapping, so I bought that. Then I saw this, and so I needed some of that, you know, to make bags. And I know this is a large scale print, but I got that as the accent. I mean, I know it's large scale, but the colors are right. So if I cut them small, that's okay. All right, some more haul. At Boxcar, I bought, I'm trying to keep this straight. I've got kind of stuff over there and stuff over here, but I bought this, Krista and I both bought this kit, City Park Pool Kit. This line is called Time and Again. I also bought a mini charm of that and a fat quarter, you know, to make a bag. By Lizzie Cole McCrae from Moda. And it comes with the layer cake. It comes with everything you need to make the top and do the binding. So it's got some accent fabric. It's got this red. The red is the accent on these squares. It's got this blue and that red, and then the binding. So this is the binding fabric right here. But see this teal? I wanted teal in the center of my squares. So I got on Fat Quarter Shop, and they had this. I'm not 100% sure that I will do that because of the print. I don't know. We'll see. I'll fiddle around with it, and I'll decide later. I may use this as a border or something. Do maybe a little red border and then this. Maybe. We'll see. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. But I think that'll be fun. And that's pretty easy. I think that'll be a pretty easy quilt. Let's see. Boxcar. Let me stay focused here. See if I can. I think this is a Boxcar mini charm that I bought there. This is Cottage Charm by Heather Briggs, My So Quilty Life. Her stuff is just gorgeous. That color palette, you know, to make a bag. Sacre Bleu by French General from Moda. I see so many people buying, making bags out of this and other things, but bags. Jordan, the tattooed stitcher, Made a bag and I think a stitching mat out of this line. So beautiful, so beautiful. And then I don't think I bought this there. I may have. I can't remember. But this maybe I did. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is 30s Playtime. Now, if you saw my pineapple quilt, that's this line. It's made out of 30s Playtime. And so, and I love it. I love the old-timey looking fabric. I don't like Civil War kind of old-timey, but like this, 30s, 40s. I like that. So I want to make a bag out of that. It makes me think of my grandma. I think that's why I like it so much. It makes me think of my grandma. So I bought a fat quarter of this Texas fabric because, yes, you need some Texas. You need some Texas. I love Texas. I probably wouldn't move there because it's hotter than Oklahoma. It's hotter than Oklahoma. Y'all, it was like 94, 96 degrees today. Whew. We were running errands and my husband was like, okay, so we need to do this and this and this. I said, no, I'm done. It was like 2:30 and we'd been running since, well, we went to church then ran all afternoon. It's like, no, it's too hot. And then I bought that for an accent. And then Krista picked this up for me because I regretted not getting one. She was running back over to the quilt shop. So this little panel. So I will work that in somewhere. Probably into that bag. We'll see. If not that bag, then something else. I bought this fabric at Boxcar. This is Ruby Star. Let's see. It is Carousel by Melody Miller. Carousel by Melody Miller. On a matching something for my daughter and I think that's what I want to do. And then this is Ruby Star. This is also Carousel. I wasn't sure if it was the same line. I mean, I know the colors go together, but a lot of Ruby Star crosses over. So even if it's not the same line. So I got that. They don't have a whole lot of cross stitch stuff, but I wanted to support. And so I bought this. This is 25 count even weave barley. This is Vintage Cloth by Lori Holt of Be In My Bonnet. Love Lori Holt everything, right? But I bought this because I don't want to stitch over 2 on 25 count, but I thought I might stitch a little something over 1. We'll see. Anyway, that was my thought. And this is 25 count even weave Farmhouse in the color Farmhouse. I mean, that's a huge piece for something small, but you know, I wanted to try it, so I did. Okay, I ordered some charts from Annabella's. Y'all, seriously, I need a keeper. Kim was talking to me about, I'm not going to remember exactly how this conversation went, but something about this chart. She was like, yeah, I have that chart. I'm ready to stitch it. And I'm like, I had to go back through the whole conversation that our whole group had to see what she was talking about. Anyway, and I hadn't ordered the chart yet. But anyway, Kim, I have the chart now. I am ready to roll. In fact, I'm going to put it over here so it doesn't get buried, so I can remember what I'm doing. Now I need a Christmas bag to put that in. I have to make another bag. This is Little House Needleworks, Early Americans, number 5, Freedom. I don't remember if I said, anyway, I placed an order at Annabella's because I just went to Etsy and I looked for that chart and Annabella's had it, so it can't travel alone. So what else does Annabella's have that I need? I'm pretty sure I don't have this already. Pretty sure. And then Hands On Design, Memorial Day. It says God shed his grace on thee, but Memorial Day. I saw Callie, Floss Boss and Cousins, stitch this, and I just loved it. And then Teresa Kogut, USA Star Ornament. And I really want to kit some of these up to take with me, but I have in my patriotic portfolio that I've made, I need to make another one. I have 3 or 4 patriotic stitches in there right now, so I'm not going to kit any of those up. Oh, this is the other thing that came in the Annabella's order, Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. Let's see. Let me see if I can remember why I ordered this. Somebody showed something out of here, and I went, oh, I'm going to need that. I am gonna need that. I don't remember, it doesn't matter, they're all beautiful. I'm pretty sure it was this. It was this. Salute to Abigail. I don't remember who showed it, but it was this chart. But I love them all. I love them all. I love patriotic stuff. Love it. And then this was a free chart from Primrose Cottage. This is 4th of July round. So if you're not on their email list, get on that, because once a month there are 2 lists. There's a quilting list and a cross stitch list, or there's a quilting email and a cross stitch email that come out. And once a month they send a free quilt pattern on the quilting email and a free cross stitch chart on the cross stitch email. So get signed up. I have ordered some charts that are PDF. This is probably not all of them, but these are the ones I've printed. So this one is called, this is Samplers and Primitives, Long May She Wave. And I think Krista sent me one of these, which is what got me down this rabbit hole. I really just love it. I mean, I love it so much. This is gonna be hard not to start some of these, but we all know I have plenty of starts. I don't need to start anything else. Land of the Free by Samplers and Primitives. I'm already at an hour almost. How is that even possible? How is that possible? Maybe because I chat too much. Flowers of Liberty by Samplers and Primitives. I just love them all. I just love them all. Okay. So then Fat Quarter Shop was running a sale for their birthday. Is that right? 22 years? I think that's right. So I bought a few things. I got some floss bitties. So floss bitties are floss drops, and they're kind of plasticky, but I'm going to take this out of the package and show you the different designs in this pack. And I don't remember how much I paid for these, but there are 20 floss drops in here. So they're so cute. There's a little bird. There are hearts. And I like the plastic. There's a typewriter. It says just my type. These must have been a Valentine thing. It just says just my type floss bitties. This is what the pack's called. And then love. I think they have a chart that looks like this. I'm pretty sure they have a chart that looks like that. Anyway, so I got those because I also need floss drop options. I bought this pack of floss. It's Classic Colorworks thread pack, Bloom Where You're Planted. I don't know that I will stitch Bloom Where You're Planted, but it just seemed like the right thing to do, because look at that. Look at that. It's so good. It's so good. And then I really want to make, I think, another pineapple quilt. I really want to make another pineapple quilt. I would like to make a bigger one. I don't know why I want to make everything bigger, but I want to make a bigger one because the one I made, if I remember correctly, it's about wall hanging size, because I only had, you use a honey bun, which is what this is, a roll of 1.5 inch strips. They're with the fabric. There are 42, typically 42 strips. And I only had one. And then I used like a charm pack or something for the corners, I think is what I did. Something like that. But, so they had these on sale. This is, and so I bought 2. I don't know why one's in plastic and one isn't. It doesn't really matter, but this is Jelly and Jam by Fig Tree & Co. And, I mean, come on. Come on now. So I got 2 of those so that I can make a bigger pineapple quilt. I also bought this rotary cutter. Do I need another rotary cutter? No. No, I do not, because I only have 2 hands. So I probably don't need more than 1 rotary cutter, but yes, that had to happen. That had to happen. I had to have the one with the flowers on it. I'm pretty sure I had to have it. Isn't that cute? This is my favorite kind of rotary cutter. And I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying it's the one that I think is best because it feels good in my hand. I mean, I'm not ambidextrous. Every once in a while, I will try to cut something with my left hand. It may or may not be straight, but I do like that I can just pick this up and no matter what, it's right in where it goes. And I like how the I like this is easy to close and open it because you really want to close your rotary cutter when you're using it. You know, after you make a cut, you're going to set it down, close your rotary cutter. Safety first, people. Safety first. Because I've seen too many stories on different Facebook groups where somebody dropped their rotary cutter on their foot. I mean, that's a trip to the ER. That's a trip to the ER. So anyway, and then I needed, we're just gonna go with needed, the fat quarter bundle of Americana, the full fat quarter bundle. I needed that in my life. I love this so much. And again, that mustard yellow, and I'm just not a mustard yellow person, but man, I love that. What happens if I take the mustard yellow out? I mean, it's okay, but it's not as good as that. So what am I gonna make with that? I don't know. Probably a couple of things. That thing's huge. That's the thing about Lori Holt. Her lines, her and Tula Pink, they have tons of SKUs, right? So speaking of Tula Pink, I also had to get the full fat quarter bundle of, what is this called? It's a redo. Full Moon Forest 2. Full Moon Forest 2. I had to have it. Had to have it. And unfortunately, I don't think my local quilt shop, I don't think she's going to carry Tula anymore because it's just not selling well for her. She sells a lot of art gallery fabric and a lot of J. Wacker Fresh, that kind of stuff. She carries a lot of boutiques, but Tula Pink, it sells okay-ish, but it just, you know, I mean, when you're a small business, you can't keep stock for something that sells okay-ish, right? Okay, I have one more, I'm sorry, this is gonna be some crinkle. I have one more, I think just one more kind of haul item, and then I'm gonna show you some Stitchy kindness. So, I bought some gift tags off of Amazon, not Temu, Amazon. They're all patriotic, so I'm going to show you all the designs. Celebrate Independence Day. I kind of want to tea dye these, but I probably won't because that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like some work, but I needed a lot of patriotic floss drops in my life. I needed them. Needed. Needed. Had to happen. Party like it's 1776. Yes. Yes. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to try not to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. Here's why I had to buy these. Aside of that, I love patriotic, and I buy all the patriotic charts, right? I buy so many patriotic charts. But I'm sorry, let me put these back in this thing because it's going to blow off and then those are going to be all over the place. I have a couple of unicorn charts. So I really would like to have Philanthropic Pumpkin. I don't know if you know what that is. Now that I'm talking about it, I probably can't tell you. I think it was Hands On Design. Somebody correct me in the comments if that's not right. And it was a fundraising effort. I don't even remember why. It was, you know, before I got back into cross stitching. And that was a one-time release. And so it's very hard to come by. But I love that. It's like scroll work in a pumpkin. Mirabilia, Queen of Freedom. Would love to have that. And then Mirabilia, Lady of the Flag. So, am I capable of paying $200 for Lady of the Flag? I am, but I won't. I mean, I'm just not going to do that. I guess I do a lot of dumb things with money, but if I'm going to be honest, I maybe buy things I shouldn't, but I just am not going to pay $200 for a cross stitch chart. So, that's what it sells for, $200, $300, $400. Sometimes it comes with the floss and beads, and sometimes it doesn't. So, I was just never going to do that. So, and I met somebody a little over a year ago that said, oh my gosh, I have that chart. I'll send it to you. So I never did get it. I gave her my information. I did cry. I did cry when she offered that. But I didn't get it. And I did reach out to her once. And anyway, it never came. Okay, so it never came, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. Again, none of this affects the state of the nation, right? So we just take it with a grain of salt. But I made a new friend recently who wishes to remain anonymous, probably because they don't want to be harassed. We would never do that, right? Anyway, she loaned me her Lady of the Flag chart and her Queen of Freedom chart. She really doesn't know me. You know, she really doesn't know me. But anyway, I feel like we're best friends now. So you know who you are. So whether or not you like it, we're tied together now. So I have made copies because, and I didn't copy Queen of Freedom because that's going to be a later start. But I wanted to tell you about it because it's just so kind and generous and just really touched me. And so anyway, and I know maybe it's silly to be touched about something so you know, non-consequential, but it is what it is. It touched me nonetheless. So I did make a copy. Don't come at me. I'm not going to distribute or anything like that. Okay, but I don't want to jack up her stuff. So I did make a copy so that you guys can see the cover. And of course the cover is not, it doesn't really look like, it's not really even shaped like that, but anyway, it's a copy, so that's what you get. But I have to tell you a story about this, and I think I've told this before, but when I was at a retreat at Shepherd's Needle in Arkansas, in Little Rock, we went to, and I never can remember the name of the shop, in Conway. We drove over one day, the people I met, some new friends I made, drove over to Conway, and girls, side note, we all kitted up something. Has anybody started that chart? I don't remember the name of it, but it's beautiful. We probably need to make a plan on that. Anyway, I had to go to the bathroom. So I went in the bathroom, and there was a Lady of the Flag, if I remember correctly, out of the frame, still on its backer board, leaned up against the wall in the bathroom. I about died. I mean, stitched. Let me be clear. Stitched. Lady of the Flag on its backer board, out of the frame, leaned up against the wall. Don't get me to lying, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went. I about died. So I asked the lady that was working, I was like, what's going on with that Lady of the Flag? Like, you know, like I have any room or, you know, like it's warranted for me to be appalled, but I was appalled that I was in the bathroom. As much as I wanted the chart, I was so appalled that that stitched piece was in the bathroom. Anyway, I have purchased all my floss for that. I did that this week. I need to order the fabric. I am going to start on July 4th. I have to make a special bag for her. I'm not even sure what that's going to look like. Can I dip it in gold? I don't know, but something special. But I'm going to go a little bit rogue because that's what I do. It usually gets me in trouble. So maybe it won't this time because somebody did it before me and I'm just copying them. So I want to do this conversion. It's a teal conversion, aqua blue, excuse me. There is a teal conversion, which is darker and greener than this. I am going to buy the primitive hair Constitution fabric to stitch it on. If anybody knows anything about stitching Lady of the Flag, I mean, in my mind, it doesn't matter if I get 30 or 32, right? Is there any reason it would matter? Have you seen the fabric? Is it printed differently on 30 or 32? Is it printed to scale? I don't know. I guess I need to call Primitive Hair and ask some questions. Anyway, I'm super excited, and this will be a long project. I was like, man, I said to Krista, wouldn't it be amazing to finish that next year sometime during our 250th birthday year? Wouldn't that be amazing? I don't know if I can do that. And she said, Krista, she's a cheerleader. She said, yeah, you can. Just, you know, block it off, make a plan, stick to it. You can do it. And I'm looking at it going, I'm pretty sure I can't, but we'll see. We'll see if I will be stitching on it regularly. That is one that I will. I am so excited about that. Oh gosh. Anyway, Okay, now I want to talk about the retreat. So if retreat gifts and retreat recap is not your thing, feel free to exit. But I do want to talk about that so I can get all this stuff put up. A lot of other people have talked about it as well. So if you've already seen it, fine, that's fine. No worries. There were tons of gifts. You know, everybody's so generous. But here's one gift. This was from Roberta. It's a little jar. It has some candy in it and some lotion and some hand sanitizer, which is great. You know, some practical things, right? Because everybody has lots of stuff, right? Lots of stuff, but I love it. I love it so much. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. I don't know if I may put some special fabric cut-offs. I have some jars in my sewing room where I keep like, you know, like the selvage or whatever. And I have like a special jar for Tula. Maybe that'll be my special Tilda jar. Woo, I love that idea. We'll see. This was from Lenny. So I met Roberta and Lenny of the Sable Stitchers. They were at the retreat that I went to. So this little crocheted flower with a little frog button, and it's got a little light bulb pin on it so you can pin it to something, and it came with a little sticker and a little keychain. I'll probably put that on my frog bag. Oh, nope. I'll probably put this on my frog bag. It's also a little zipper bling, zipper pull, or scissor fob, you know, whatever you wanted to do. A little frog, so that when you have to frog, you can set that there and not be so upset about it. And then a little frog button. This is just the cutest stuff. Oh my gosh. A green seam ripper, so that when you have to frog, you have a nice little pointy thing to do it with. And then the keychain had a frog paperclip stuck to it. You can see that. Yeah, there you go. And then some frog stickers. Thank you, Lenny. Sweetie. If you guys, I'm sure you watch Sable Stitchers. If you don't, you should, because they're amazing. And Lenny had some news in their most recent video. I'm so sorry, I keep kicking that. So, you know, say some prayers for Lenny. Say some prayers for Lenny. Katie, So Tattered, gave us this little strawberry tray. And of course, she made a quilted strawberry, patchwork strawberry. So cute. She talks about this in her video. She made a new video. Guys, So Tattered, go watch it if you haven't. A little granola, the granola minis, strawberry flavored, with a little strawberry charm and a 2025 charm with a light bulb pin. Strawberry tea, strawberry candy. So cute. People are so creative. Sarah Sue, I can't remember her handle. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Gave us all a fat quarter of fabric from the quilt shop. She had to fly, so you know it's hard to take retreat gifts when you have to fly. Not that she needed to bring anything. Never ever feel like you have to bring retreat gifts. People are not offended. At least I don't know of anybody that's offended if you don't bring a gift. Anyway, so Blue Bonnets fabric. Isn't that cute? And it's kind of patriotic looking, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jamie, my new best friend Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Gave me this. She gave us all these little coin purses. I love this so much. I cannot even tell you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I am going to put something very special in there. Maybe a tiny stitch. Ooh, maybe if I stitch something over one on that 25 count fabric, I'll keep it in this. We'll see. We shall see. I met I Am a Stitch Nerd Laurel for the first time, and she gave us these cute little frames, and there's some lace in there. Love that. And that's kind of like a floss drop, right? It's a card you can use for a floss drop. And then there's another little deal in the back you can use for a floss drop. It's, you know, it's pretty thick paper. Contented Needleworker Kim gave us these. let's see if I get this right. I hope I do. So some floss drops with, and then we had a bead with our initial on it. And this is an excellent idea if you don't want to buy those rings. This is shower curtain ring. It's shower curtain ring, I think. I'm pretty sure it's shower curtain ring, right? It goes like this on the shower curtain rod, and then the rings sit here, or the shower curtain, I mean, sits here. Yep. So let me see if I get this right, Kim. She owns an antique sampler she bought from somewhere, the Wishing Thorn, I think, not sure. So she took a little picture of part of it and had these floss drops made. Isn't that a great idea? So cute, so sweet. I love it. Shelly, Key X Stitch, is that right, Shelly? On Instagram, and she has Flosstube also. Laurel, I'm a Stitch Nerd, has a Flosstube. You guys probably already know that. But anyway, Shelly crocheted these a frog. We each got a frog and a strawberry, and the frog has a little hook on it. I can't. How am I going to decide what to put on my frog bag? These are all so cute. I have to figure out a way to put them all on there. Lisa L Snaps. She is L Snaps on Instagram and YouTube. Made us all these little watermelon pillows. Isn't that adorable? And look, it's got a little birdie pin, and mine's pink. Y'all know I love that. So sweet, so sweet. And I feel bad. Somebody gave us this little tomato, and I just love it. I adore it, and I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry, whoever gave us these little tomatoes. And it's got dog hair on it also. I have 2 Pomeranians now, y'all. I can't escape it. I can't escape the dog hair. But they're the cutest. They're the cutest, my little doggies. And Krista, girl, she outdid herself. So she gave us all these, she just made a new floss tube. Wildflower Stitcher, she just made a new floss tube. Y'all go watch her. She talks about exactly how this works. But she gave us this little terracotta pot, and it has this little like planting pod kind of in it. So what she said was you put it in there, you put some water on it, and then it just kind of, grows. And then she gave us thyme seeds. I don't know, you can't, they're right there. Anyway, she gave us thyme seeds to plant. So, and oh, there was a little frog needle minder. I did something with mine. Sorry. There's a frog needle minder, and it went with it because nobody has time to frog. She initially grew thyme, and it died. So she had to undo it all and went with plan B. And she talks about that. I'm not telling anything because she talks about it on her floss tube. I'm not telling anything that she's not telling. So, and also to remind us of our time together. Is that not the sweetest? So, and I know Jan, Hoop It Up with Jan, just made a new video. I met her. She's one of my new friends. She just made a new video, and she's already growing thyme in hers. I'm going to wait till we get back from our trip because I have a hard time enough growing anything and not killing it. So I'm going to wait till we get back. So let me see. Oh, this is also from Shelly, Key X Stitch. Am I saying that right, Shelly? So Shelly, correct me if any of this is wrong. Her mother owned this antique chart, and Mrs. Flossie reproduced it. So we all got a copy. Is that not amazing? CML 1810. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I would stitch the whole thing, but I would certainly stitch some of these motifs like that right there. I love that. And any of the flower pots. I love this one with the crown. Love it. And that alphabet, and I'm not an alphabet stitcher, but that's a pretty cool alphabet. So I could see pulling some initials of people out of there. So let's see. Oh, this is the other thing that Krista did for us. We had a make and take. Who all has finished theirs? Kim, Continuing Needleworker, finished hers. Laurel, I Am a Stitch Nerd, finished hers. I think Jamie Messer. I can't remember her Instagram handle. I'm so sorry, Jamie. I think Roberta Sable Stitcher. Roberta finished hers, I think. So you have a spool, and you have some fabrics, 3 different colors of pinks to do, and you have 3 different sizes of these to do like petal flower or flower petals. And then you have a green, and there is a template in here for leaves. And so you put the pink, you know, you stack those in graduating or reverse graduating size, right? With the leaves underneath. Then there is a felt ball, and you stick that on top. And there are beads. You see those beads that you can sew on this? I don't know if I'm going to do the beads. That sounds very daunting to me. And then there's some really cute twill tape to tie around your spool. Is that not the cutest idea ever? I mean, she just outdid herself. Oh my gosh. I'm going to squirrel for a minute. I have to tell you all about something we did. So there were some giveaways. We had some door prizes. So let me show you. I did win a door prize. Let me show you that. If I can get my act together here. Questionable. Questionable. I won this. This is a door prize. Celeste made this. Celeste Creates also has a new video out. She makes regular videos. Isn't that so cute? So cute. So I won that. One of the things we did for door prize. So Krista lives about half a mile from me, or maybe a mile. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Right down the road. So we rode together, and on the way there, we were talking about, you know, we have to fix the whole world, right? So we were talking about, you know, what's wrong with the kids today? They don't play Hot Wheels in the dirt. And I said, and they don't play fashion plates. Girls don't get to play fashion plates. Do y'all remember fashion plates? Well, anybody that was at the retreat remembers fashion plates because I ordered fashion plates on Amazon, from Amazon, while we were driving to Texas and had it delivered at Boxcar so we could do fashion plates. So we did a contest. So everybody did a fashion plate, and then everybody voted which one they liked, they thought was the best fashion plates. Anyway, if you don't know what fashion plates are, look it up. Look it up, okay? It's amazing. You need that in your life. You need that in your life. Anyway, we had a blast. Everybody had fun doing it, and so that was fun. So that was one of the prizes, or one of the ways you could win a prize. This is from Merritt Crawford and Wanda. I can't remember Wanda's last name. Merritt Crawford has a floss tube. It is So Just Because Buzz. Wanda does not have a floss tube, I don't think. But I gotta take this out of here. This is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. Look at her. Is she not fantastic? She's just, I love her so much. If I understand correctly, Wanda made the chickens and Merritt made the baskets, and there was chocolate in there, but I ate it. Oh, I shared some of it. I gave some of it to somebody. I don't remember who. But anyway, I just think that's just the best thing ever. I just think that's the best thing ever. I love her so much. Wanda, thank you. Merritt, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much. It was so wonderful. Couple more gifts. So this is from Carol Lee. Oh, I shouldn't have untied it. So it's tied really cute with some twill tape and some gingham ribbon. I haven't even had it out of the package. So Carol Lee gave us this little tin. Carol Lee is Stitching is Elementary on Instagram and Flosstube. Pretty sure that's right. So it's a little stitch. There's a little stitch in here. So you get fabric. You get the fabric. You get the chart. It's a free chart. I will show you part of the chart because, you know, the idea behind free charts is that you visit the website. So it's from Colorado Cross Stitcher. And it says, Stitching Friends are the best. Stitching Friends are the best. So we got the chart. She printed off the chart for us and the fabric. And then we even have the board to finish it on. So you can finish it on the board and then stick the board on the tin. So you have a little, is that not adorable? I mean, what a creative idea. What an amazing idea. Such Man, amazing. Yeah, so that was from Carol Lee. And then Celeste gave us all this. There's a little note on the back from her. So these are yo-yos that her mom made when she was still alive. And then we got a Texas pin. I love that. I need to make I have a couple of these now because I got one recently from another Texas friend. I need to make some needle winders because I love Texas. Texas says America to me. America. Oh, one more thing I bought that I forgot about. Oh, Krista picked this up for me because I was like, oh, you're going back over there. Will you pick that up for me? So it's a little bundle of ginghams, little gingham fabrics, which is just great for finishing pillows and stuff, right? And I love that it's a smaller scale gingham. Okay, one more thing to talk to you about. Oh, nope, sorry, I lied. This is some kindness. Krista, I made her one of those blue Tilda bags, but I told her, I said, girl, I'm not gonna get your bag done. I wanted to make her one because she helped coordinate the retreat. I said, I'm not going to get it done before the retreat. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. And she said, don't worry about it. It can wait. So I did get it done and I took it to her. Well, when I did, I picked up the fabric. She ordered that fabric for me from Fat Quarter Shop so she could make shipping. So she could get free shipping on some stuff she was ordering. But she ordered 2 of these accidentally, so she gave me one. So that says Wildflower, and she's the Wildflower Stitcher. Isn't that cute? So sweet. One says Lovely and the other says Bloom. Okay, so I told you I was roommates with Michelle and Lisa. We do pretty well as roommates. It's kind of great. It's kind of great. I don't worry about snoring so much because if I snore, they don't make me feel bad. Not that anybody has ever done that, but we decided we were going to do a small stitch exchange, and I need to put some pictures on Instagram. I will do that because I don't have what I stitched for them, and I don't have an example because I didn't stitch one for myself because they were both different. I stitched a little sheep and made it into a pillow for Lisa, and I stitched a little squirrel, and because Michelle likes squirrels, but I had this Christmas squirrel fabric that I bought when I saw it because of Michelle, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I know I need it because of Michelle. And so I figured out how to put a Santa hat, stitch a Santa hat on this squirrel that I found somewhere on the internet, and then use that squirrel Christmas fabric, squirrel with a Christmas hat fabric to finish a pillow. Anyway, I was really pleased with myself. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't believe I did it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's actually really cute. Anyway, but I'll put some pictures on Instagram. I'll try to do that soon. But here's what I got. So Lisa stitched us both this Texas kind of statehood pillow. Who is it? Is it Lizzie Kate? Is it Hands On Design? I can't remember who it is, but somebody has made 50 charts, one for each state, right? I think that's right. And Texas is the friendship state. So, and then it's backed with blue bonnet fabric and some wool. Love that. And then Michelle, we didn't each get the exact same thing, but they're similar. I forgot what. I think Lisa's has scissors on it, but they're from the same chart or series of charts or whatever. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Love it. Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Okay. I think that's it. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Okay, hour and 23 minutes. That was long. That was long. I thought this was going to be really fast. I don't know. Maybe I have to stop showing haul. I don't know. I like showing haul because I like seeing haul. Anyway, it'll be at least 2 weeks before I'm back. At least. And you know me, it could be 10. We are going out of town, out of the country on a cruise. So the cruise is 7 days. We'll be in Vancouver for 3 before we go. Super excited about that. Going with my daughter-in-law's family, and our other son is going. Our daughter and her husband couldn't go, but anyway, say a little prayer for them because my son-in-law Davin broke his hand. He's gonna have to have surgery. Broke his hand playing volleyball at a employee party. Anyway, I felt so bad for him. So that's bad. That's not why they're not going. But anyway, the surgery will happen while we're gone. And so we won't even be here to kind of help if we, you know. Anyway, they'll be fine. But I hate that so much. All right, friends. I have gabbed and blabbered for long enough. If you've seen anything you liked here, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share this video if you dare. And I did have one person who has not reached out to me, one winner from, not my last video because that was haul, but the video before that, hasn't reached out to me. So if that's you, you'll have to go back and watch the video because I don't remember who it was. But if you entered a giveaway way back when, you might go check that out. All right, friends. See you next time. Bye.